going on, folks, and welcome into this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap here on Sports Tree. As always, I'm your host, Connor Rancher, and we've got an excellent weekend of sports to wrap up for you. Some history was made, PGA Tour, Formula One, and then, of course, in the UFC, and then we have some great picks for you for the MLB on Monday night. We've got some looks for you through the week with the US Open starting today, the final Grand Slam of the year, and then, of course, a FIBA World Cup, a little basketball for you to keep you entertained till the NBA season comes. But here we go. Let's jump into our weekend wrap-up. Viktor Hovland is the 2023 FedEx Cup champion. He posted a score of 27 under par at the Tour Championship to lock down the 2023 FedEx Cup. Are you kidding me? 27 under par? That's absurd. Yeah, I get that he started the tournament at 8 under, but still, that's still 19 under par for the weekend. That's absurd. Way to go, Viktor Hovland. That's called going out and getting it done. Back-to-back wins on the tour. Viktor Hovland, probably the hottest golfer on planet Earth right now. Max Verstappen made history winning his third consecutive Dutch Grand Prix and tied Sebastian Vettel's record of 9 consecutive wins that he set back in 2013. Both drivers did this for Red Bull, and it happened exactly a decade after Vettel did it. Way to go, our guy, Max Verstappen. We took him on the Trees 3 show. He went out, got the job done. Odds weren't great, but hey, he's Max Verstappen. He's won basically every single race this season. Jumping into your sporting menu of the week, folks, as your appetizer, we're serving up a little FIBA basketball. That's right, it's the FIBA World Cup, and the biggest news of the tournament so far, France is eliminated. You have to finish in the top 2 in your group to move on, and France isn't going to do it. They've lost. And it's kind of cool to see because the teams that they've lost to, Canada and Latvia. Now, Canada and Latvia are going to be playing each other for first place in Group H on Tuesday morning. So make sure you tune into that. I like the Canadians in that matchup. And I actually like the Canadians at 8-1 to win this tournament. The Americans, obviously, they're the powerhouse. They're the favorites to win. But France was also 8-1 entering this tournament. And Canada punched them right in the mouth, as did Latvia, getting the job done to beat them. So, teams I'm looking at to make a push, I'm looking at Team Canada to make a move, and I think the Americans will also dominate their group in Group C as well. You can see all the group standings here as we scroll through them, but Team Canada versus Latvia Tuesday morning. Make sure you lock in those Canadians. Moving on to your sporting entree of the week, folks, it is the US Open. Tennis's 4th and final major got underway today, Monday, August 28th, at Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in New York. If we jump into picks for the final Grand Slam of the year, on the women's side, I like Jessica Pegula. She's a native of New York. Obviously, her dad owns the Buffalo Bills, and I think the New York native can make some noise, especially at 10-1. I love the value on her name. She went out, she won in Toronto. She's the 3rd highest ranked tennis player in the world right now. I said golfer. My mind's on golf. It always is. Can't wait to play. She won in Montreal, as I said, and she's reached the quarters in 5 out of her last 7 Grand Slams. So I do like Pegula to go out and make some noise this week. On the men's side, Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic are basically untouchable. Djokovic coming in at plus 125, Alcaraz coming in at plus 190. Where I do want to look is to Jannik Sinner at 14-1. Look, Skinner, he won in Toronto like Pegula. I love that they did that on hard court. He's also 18-5 on hard courts this year. So I think Jannik Sinner is really turning a corner, and at 14-1, I think there's some value to be had entering this Grand Slam. And the second guy I'm going to be zeroed in on, because we're on a hard court, I'm going back to the well, it's Daniel Medvedev. No, he did not pay out in Toronto. No, he did not play well in Cincinnati. But he won this tournament back in 2021, won the US Open in 2021, and finished as a runner-up to Rafa Nadal in 2019. He knows what he's doing when he goes into Flushing Meadows, and he always seems to get up for these bigger tournaments. And at 10-1, we're getting an excellent price for Daniel Medvedev. He should not be a 10-1 ticket. His recent play has brought him down there. Let's buy low on Daniel Medvedev and hopefully sell this ticket high. Moving into your best MLB bets for Monday night, you can probably parlay all these together. Michael Kopech has an ERA up over 9 across his last 3 starts. He's taking on the Baltimore Orioles, one of the hottest teams in all of baseball, and the Orioles are sending Grayson Rodriguez to the mound, who has a 2.84 ERA across his last 3 starts. So I like the Orioles in that one. I also love the Atlanta Braves to beat up on the Colorado Rockies at Mile High, one of the best batting teams in all of baseball. Favorable pitching matchup. Let's lock in the Atlanta Braves. One other head-to-head matchup that I'm absolutely licking my chops for is the San Diego Padres to beat up on the St. Louis Cardinals. Adam Wainwright has an ERA up over 13 across his last 3 starts, while Blake Snell has been one of the most consistent pitchers in all of baseball with a 2.73 ERA this season. I like the Padres to go out and get that job done, and I think if you parlay all those together with the under in the Diamondbacks and Dodgers games. Bobby Miller has been lights out, 2.45 ERA his last 3 starts. And then even better, Zach Gallen's been pitching even better than Bobby Miller. 5 consecutive quality starts. If you watched our play of the day, you already know that. 5 consecutive quality starts. He's given up just 2 earned runs across his last 3 appearances. I like this to be a low-scoring game. I also like there to be no runs scored in the first inning at -115. Folks, as for this week's trivia question, to get in to win a pair of NHL or NBA tickets to see any team that you want to see play next season, all you have to do, head over to sports3.ca, answer this trivia question, and you're in to win. Which F1 driver matched Sebastian Vettel's record of 9 consecutive wins in the season just this past weekend? And we talked about it earlier in the show. Head over to sports3.ca, answer that question right now, and you're in to win a pair of NHL or NBA tickets to see any team that you'd like to see play live. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, head over to Sports3, sign up, and let's have some fun together. Let's make some money. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. That's a wrap. Order up.